What a beautiful day out in downtown Rochester. Took a ride out to grab some lunch and to see the beautiful Genesee River that flows through the heart of downtown Rochester. Just a fantastic day, a great riding day. So back on the bike after lunch, really good lunch at the Genesee Brew House. I had a beef on weck sandwich and some fries. For those of you that don't know what beef on weck is, it's just roast beef on a Chemoweck roll. Chemoweck seeds and salt that's on top of the roll. Really sets it off with the au jus. It's a Western New York thing, a Buffalo thing, a Rochester thing. It was really good. So had that for lunch. Like going out to the brew house. Again, Genesee Brewery, for those who lived in Western New York, Genesee Brewery has produced many beers that are local to here, and they have a really strong following, and it's nice to see that people still go out there and have lunch. And another reason I like going to that restaurant is it gives you a great view of the waterfall that they have in downtown Rochester. For the Genesee River, that waterfall that just flows right through downtown Rochester. Very nice, very scenic. Again, nice place to go for lunch, good views, good food. Turned out great. So earlier in the day, before I did my lunch run out to Rochester, I took my bike in to get it inspected because, I was overdue on my inspection, want to get everything right, getting ready to go to Barricade and enjoy myself, don't want any issues with the popo. So making sure my bike is up to snuff. And the mechanic there, the service manager, said something that was very interesting, which leads me to this question. What would you do if your state made it illegal for you to alter your motorcycle exhaust? No more slip-ons. No more 2-into-1s. And before you say, hey, that's just stupid, no state would do that. Ha ha! Riddle me this, Batman. New York State did. New York State came up with what they call the Sleep Act. You said the what act? The Sleep Act, like I'm going to sleep. Yes, the Sleep Act. And the Sleep Act stands for Stop Loud and Excessive Exhaust Prevention Act. Oh, not sure what you're trying to do. That's crazy. Stop Loud and Excessive Exhaust Prevention Act. I believe I have that right. The acronym for the Sleep Act. Basically, they're saying your motorcycle's too loud. Those pipes are too loud. Your motorcycle's too loud. So from now on, you can't modify it at all. Not only does it go for motorcycles, it also goes for vehicles, for cars. So you can't, if you're in a high performance cars and you're souping up your car and you're doing some stuff to the exhaust and you're going to change it out, you can't do it in New York. It's illegal. So when I was talking to the service manager, I said to him, so what happens if somebody comes in and they've got slip-ons on their exhaust, on their motorcycle? I don't have them on my Goldwing because I like that pleasant sound of, a washing machine, that the rumble that the Goldwing gives you. I like that, so I don't need anything more. But I know, our Harley friends and Indian friends and basically everybody else, every other manufacturer, it seems like other than Honda, is into performance upgrades on their exhaust. So I said, when they bring those bikes in, what do? He says, well, up until a few days ago, said a short time ago, we couldn't inspect them. If you altered your OEM exhaust at all on your motorcycle, we could not inspect them. Which, of course, if you think about it, leads to a lot of problems because you have to have your motorcycle inspected in New York State. What he did tell me was they did change that. They came out with a memo to the inspection station saying, okay, you can inspect them unless they remove the baffles. He said, but we are not allowed to sell anymore any modifications. We can't sell slip-ons. So I keep saying slip-ons because that's kind of, what I see the most from my Harley friends. So if you cannot buy aftermarket exhaust parts from a dealership, at least, I don't know if you can get them online. I assume you can probably still get them online and have them sent to you. But they can't sell them, nor can they install them. So after talking to the dealer and getting his perspective from an inspection shop and, the place that installs it, I reached out to a friend of mine who is a police officer to get his take on it. Riding around with your modified exhaust, can you expect to be pulled over and get tickets? Well, in his words, he said no. He said, no officers are out here looking for this. He said, we can't even enforce it because I guess the law says, for vehicles, it has to be over a certain decibel level. I think it's 60. I think motorcycles might be 90. He said, we don't carry decibel readers. We don't carry. He said, there's no way for us to even enforce that stuff. He said, so even though New York State, made this law, he said, do not look for any officers to be trying to enforce it. He said, because quite frankly, we can't. Really, you're riding around and you've got a modified exhaust. Are you a criminal? Are they going to be sending, you're going to be riding around the streets and they're going to have the search parties out for you because you've got your Reinhardts going. You're going to be interrogated if you get caught. It's just, I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense whatsoever. So if we have learned anything today, we've learned that old saying that loud pipes save lives. Well, not in New York, they don't. New York doesn't want to hear your loud pipes. New York, we trying to get some sleep. The most important thing is that we can get some sleep, and them pipes is way too loud, and you're waking everybody up. So keep those loud pipes to yourself. Your vehicles, all your souped up sports cars and stuff like that, and your little Japanese cars that you put the 8-foot mufflers on to hang off the back, keep that to yourself. Because in New York, we're trying to get some sleep. And even though this really makes no sense whatsoever that New York did this, the reason I bring this up, don't think this can't happen where you live. If it happened here, depending on your politicians in your state, it could easily happen where you live. All it takes is a few politicians getting together saying, yeah, these motorcycles are a little too loud when they go down the street. Never mind the fact that the point is to be loud so that the other vehicles can hear you and they're made aware of your presence so that you don't get hit. Let's throw that away. You're making way too much noise going down the street as Aunt Betty is on the porch drinking her iced tea, and that's just a little bit too disturbing. So forget that. Calm them motorcycles down. Calm them vehicles down. And the last thing on my little rant that I don't really understand, why is there a different decibel level for vehicles and motorcycles? Isn't loud? And I don't even know what the decibel level, I don't even know what 60 decibels is or 90 decibels is. I don't know how loud that is, but my guess is 90 decibels is louder than 60. So if 60 is loud for cars, why is 90 okay for motorcycles? And if 90 is okay for motorcycles, why isn't 90 okay for cars? I don't really understand it. All I know is that people need to get some sleep, and there's not enough people sleeping in New York State. So you Harley guys, you Indian guys, get it together, because we want a quiet state here. So anyway, thank you for tuning in, hanging out with me for the afternoon as we take a nice ride. When you finish watching this video, get in that garage and remove that exhaust and go back to OEM, please, so we don't have any problems across this great country of ours because you're trying to be too loud. Whoa, buddy. So please do that. People are crazy out here driving today. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody, and God bless.